Hey, what up fam? It's your boy Swift and we are back from the Legends video. So we recently got some news of another Hybrid Saiyan getting a Zenkai. That Blue Movie's Gohan is getting a Zenkai. So I wanted to kind of try something different. I'm going to be grinding PvP in the background, and I will also kind of be discussing where I'm at with Legends and the upcoming meta. So let's jump in. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this, and like I said in the beginning, I thought it would be cool to have some really good PvP matches in the background. That way I can kind of have a discussion video while you guys also have something to watch and be entertained, so definitely enjoy some really good matches I had. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump into discussing Legends right now. So, as you guys know, Legends recently released the information that we will be getting a Zenkai on the LF Goten, the purple Goten, the one that's been out for, I will give him that, he's been out for a long time. Now you look at the unit individually, yeah, he probably needs a Zenkai. Like, him by himself is not that good. So I can sort of understand why he's a topic of discussion for getting a Zenkai, but it's really just about the timing of the Zenkai. So they just dropped Revival Gohan. Obviously, FSK is, as good as he's always been. He's been, on top of the meta for a long time. Literally ranking top Z tier for I don't know how many months. So, I mean, right off the bat, you got two extremely good units, FSK, Revival Gohan, and Hybrid Saiyans is a pretty good roster. You have the blue Zenkai Trunks if you need a blue unit. You got the new green Movies Trunks. You got yellow Future Gohan. In my opinion, hybrids right now, they're definitely the best team in the game, and the Legends development team, their idea should be, okay, that's the best team in the game, let's go ahead and move on to some other teams that need some love. But for some reason, they take a look at PvP and see Hybrid Saiyans, and they're like, oh, we're just going to keep giving them more buffs. So that's kind of my, that's where I'm confused. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was excited for Revival Gohan. Gohan is my favorite character from the actual, Dragon Ball Z show. That is my favorite character, Teen Gohan. So I have, obviously ties to Gohan already. And so yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I use Revival Gohan, I use Future Gohan. They are, very fun units, and like I said, Hybrids is at the point now, they could have just stopped giving them buffs and moved on to another team. I'm not hating on Hybrids at all. Hybrids is a cool team. I love Hybrids, but in my opinion, it just seems like they're at the point now they could have moved on to another team. So that's basically what I'm trying to say here. I mean, like I said, I love this Revival Gohan. I use him a lot, mostly on Super Saiyans, just because, and I've always been this way with FSK Gohan, but when I use Red Zenkai FSK Gohan, it almost feels cheap to me. And, like, I'm not just saying that, I've always felt that way. That's the main reason you guys don't see me uploading too many Hybrids videos, because it just feels cheap using that red FSK Gohan. He just demolishes everybody to this day. Like I said, he's been top of Z tier for so many months. And I've just always been that way. So that's the main reason, like, if I am going to use this Revival Gohan and the Future Gohan, I actually have more fun on this Super Saiyan team. Is it a good team? Yeah, it's definitely a good team, but in my opinion, Hybrid Saiyans is still way better. I mean, I've had times I get FSK Gohan down to last man standing, and he just shreds through the Super Saiyan team. So, I mean, in my opinion, Hybrids is definitely the best team right now. Legends really probably should have looked to other tags. I mean, Zenkai LF Frieza. To be honest, I would have rather seen Zenkai Super Vegito than, Zenkai Goten. And that's just the beginning, apparently, because, like I said in the beginning, we recently got news of a Zenkai Blue Gohan. The Blue Movies Gohan is getting a Zenkai. So, that just kind of, adds more toxicness to the meta, honestly, in my opinion, because we already have Goten to worry about. I'm telling you right now, people are going to run purple, purple, red, and it is going to be a tough team to deal with. Now, there's definitely an argument that running two purples is not very smart. So, and I definitely agree with that argument, but in that case, most people are just going to use Goten to Zenkai buff this Revival Gohan. So either way, it's a win-win. and I'm recording this before reset, so I haven't really seen Zenkai Goten in the meta yet, but let's just say he comes out and he's absolutely mid. It's still going to be really, really good for hybrids, and that was a given. So I kind of, when I heard news of Goten, I was a little bit shocked. I was like, wow, they're really just going to keep buffing hybrid Saiyans. So in the beginning, it was like, wow, okay, and I kind of learned to live with it. I'm like, okay, it's just something we got to live with. And then now we, get the news of the Zenkai Blue movies Gohan, and it's just like, really, wow. And for all we know, the Zenkai future Blue Trunks might actually be a better unit in the long run, but it's just the fact they just continuously are buffing hybrids, and it's like, there really is other tags that need some help right now. That Goten is going to be extremely good. I know he buffs Gohans. He reduces sub counts. He's going to be very, very good for hybrids. And I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like having a diverse PvP meta. I look back to the Blue Vegito Blue meta, and that was honestly not too much fun. I remember, I think I actually took a break during that time period because I just wasn't having that much fun with PvP. That was obviously before I had a YouTube and I was committed to playing a lot every single day, but I mean, who knows? I really hope, this upcoming meta, I hope it doesn't push me to something like that because I love PvP. I honestly, I have a lot of fun with PvP. I love making YouTube videos and I love, communicating with you guys and, everything. I love Legends right now. I do love Legends. It's not a perfect game, but it's a game that I dedicate a lot of my time to, and I put a lot of effort into this game, and I just really hope Legends knows what they're doing here, because for all we know, Legends is just kind of, I mean, who knows how they pick units, how they Zenkai units, you know what I mean? Like, who knows how they do that? So I just hope, I hope Legends knows what they're doing here. I hope, the meta is going to be, playable at least. I mean, if it's going to be a repeat of the Vegito Blue meta, but just for hybrids, it's going to be tough to get through. That is for sure. And we're already kind of seeing that right now anyways. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of hybrids. And don't get me wrong, like right now I played God Key. I think I played GT earlier in the video. The meta is diverse, but at the end of the day, when you go up against a hybrid Saiyan team, they have an advantage. It's clear as day that now. Like it's obvious. If you're playing hybrids, you have somewhat of an advantage. Whether it's FSK's last man standing, or it's the fact that you got revival and endurance. There's certain things to the hybrid team that just gives them an advantage. And like I said, you can see me right here. I'm playing with Super Saiyans. I do enjoy this team, and yeah, it is revival and endurance. But in my opinion, like I said, hybrids was at a point where they were almost done getting buffs. Or at least they should have been. I mean, in my opinion, the way it should work is they, buff a tag, make sure that tag is actually a really good team, and then they move on to a different tag. They don't just, continuously buff one thing. And, they have released a lot of hybrids recently, but let's just say hybrids wasn't the best team in the game, then sure, it would make sense for them to continuously buff that tag. But, it's just the fact you have to consider the entire team when you drop certain units, especially Zenkais. Like, you can't just drop a Zenkai Goten without considering, how is that going to affect the meta? How is it going to affect the game? Especially how is it going to affect the way people feel when they play the game? Someone, especially like new players or even like, veteran players that just don't like to run hybrids or don't want to run hybrids, they're not going to have fun. So Legends has to be considering these things before they drop certain units, and I'm just talking about Goten right here. So like they really should have thought about Zenkai and Goten right now. Now, if they would have Zenkai Goten before the 3rd anniversary, like before we got Revival Gohan, then yeah, sure, I would maybe understand it. But it's the fact we got Revival Gohan, we got the Green Movies Trunks, we got this new Blue Zenkai Gohan that's about to come out. I mean, and then on top of that, you have FSK Gohan, who's been Z tier for so long. It's just, I'm just worried about how is it going to affect the game. I just have a feeling a lot of people are probably going to be, quitting Legends, and I hate to say that because, The healthier and the bigger the player base is, the better the game is going to do in the long run. So if people start quitting, it's not going to be good for the game. It's not going to be good for PvP. That's where my main concerns are at right here, honestly. And it just circles around and comes back to the fact that, what is the Legends development team thinking right now? Like, do they really think Hybrids needs this love? And if they do, what's their explanation? Because I would love to hear it. Now, I'm not trying to make this like a rant video. This is definitely not a rant video. It's more of a discussion video, because I definitely want to hear your opinions in the comments. How do you guys feel about, what's going on in Legends right now? What do you guys think the upcoming meta is going to be like? I'm genuinely curious, because I'm a little nervous. Like I said, I don't have a problem with Hybrid Saiyans right now. I mean, yeah, they're tough to beat. There's a lot of Hybrid Saiyans in the meta right now. It's definitely the best team in the game. But when I think about hybrids right now, I feel like, okay, that's a good tag. Let's move on to the next tag. Like, that's what it should be. So right now, it's almost like I'm just concerned that they're gonna make hybrids way too good, because they're at a point now that they could be done getting buffed, and then they'll survive in the meta for a long time while Legends buffs other teams. That's how it's supposed to work. But I'm just genuinely concerned if they make this team just way too busted, like even more busted than it already is, then everybody's just gonna run that team, because why would you not run that team if it's if you have access to the best team in the game and they're that busted, then everybody's going to use them. That's how it is. That's how it was in the Vegito Blue meta. If you guys remember, Vegito Blue, the blue one, when he came out, he was so good that the following, 4 or 5 months, it might have even been longer than that, but it was at least 3 or 4 months, the meta was nothing but Vegito Blue. You either played Vegito Blue on God Key, Vegito Blue on Future, or Vegito Blue on Fusions. And that sounds like a diverse meta, but it really wasn't. It was almost the same team every single game, and it was a tough meta to get through, I'll say that. So that's really where my concerns are at here. Hybrids is the best team in the game already, so if they continue to, add buffs to the tag, then, how is that going to affect the meta? And that's really what I'm worried about, because at the end of the day, the people that play every single day, those are the ones that keep the game alive. They might have new players that join, they download the game, play for, a couple weeks, and then they delete it and never play again. So the veteran players are really the ones that keep the game alive, the people that are playing PvP every single day. And that is, precisely what I'm worried about, is if the, meta gets so unplayable to where it's, so repetitive, it's hybrids every single game, it starts to feel, kind of boring to some people, and they might lose part of their player base. So that is kind of what I'm worried about. They obviously know more than I do, and I don't want to make this like a whole rant video. It's really not. I'm trying to just get some opinions out there, and I want to see what you guys think. And like I said, we got to voice our opinions, and if we see something wrong with the balancing of PvP and the balancing of the meta, then I think we have the right to say something, and hopefully they can hear what we're saying at least. But I will say, this is something we're kind of used to, especially the veteran players of Legends. The game has never really been perfectly balanced. I will say there has been a few metas in particular that have been really fun and balanced, like, the GT meta when they first released Super Baby 2, Purple Goku, and Red Vegeta. That was a really fun meta. There was a handful of metas that were fairly balanced, but I would say overall in the bigger picture, there's always been some, parts of PvP that are just, not balanced at all. I mean, Rising Rush, for example, is not really a balanced mechanic. So, we're used to dealing with stuff that's not balanced, but it really just depends, how far are they going to tip the scale, so to speak. Right now, Hybrid Saiyans is weighing down the scale of the meta. They are definitely the best team. And like I said, it really just depends how far the Legends team is going to tip the scale. How far, are they just going to continuously buff the best team in the game? And, how is that going to affect the meta? And like I said, how is that going to affect the people that play the game? And, if they're going to continue playing the game? Now, right now, like I said, I love Legends. I'm not quitting the game right now. I will, force myself into this upcoming meta and just see how it is. And I'm not gonna say I'm gonna quit, because I'm not. I love this game. I play this game every day. You're not gonna see me. You're not gonna see me quit this game for a long time. So don't. This video is not about that. I'm definitely not quitting Legends or anything like that. I do love this game too much right now, at least. I just wanted to kind of voice my opinion on, what I am a little bit nervous about in the upcoming meta, and, really how it's going to affect the entire player base, honestly. I've already kind of said the game is not perfect by any means. There is a lot of bad things about this game that I do not like. But, at the end of the day, I do love PvP. I have a lot of fun with PvP. I still think there is, somewhat of a balance in the meta right now. It's not, like I said, it's not perfect. There's some teams that are way better than other teams, and that's just how it always is going to be in a gacha game, especially like this. But I do think there is kind of a push and pull, a give and take. There is, somewhat of a balance to PvP right now. You always have chances to win. You always, you can always outplay your opponent. There's a lot of, give and take with PvP. So it's not perfect, but kind of like I said earlier, it just depends how far they're going to tip the scale and really unbalance the meta. So yeah, I mean, that's really all I have to say. I don't want to stretch this into like a 30-minute video or something. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like I've said, I'm genuinely curious to see what you guys think. I know some people are going to love this. Some people are going to hate it. Some people are going to be in between. I mean, it really just depends. If you main hybrids, you're going to love this. You're just going to rain terror on everybody. But that's also what I'm nervous about, because then that just turns into everybody using hybrid Saiyans. So, yeah, in conclusion, just wanted to voice some opinions and, let you guys know where I'm at with Legends right now. And, I kind of also want to see what you guys think as well. And yeah, thanks for stopping by, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.